Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to clean the block up even further after the parts washer, and we're going to set the piston ring end gap. Stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button and hit that post notification bell to stay up to date with this build. Be sure to keep an eye out on some things in the background. Might have some little Easter eggs of what is coming up. So with that being said, let's get into it. Alright, I've done the front of this case half. Now to move to the top. This is going to take me a lot longer. Alright boys, so I started off with a brush, just knocking this heavy stuff off. Then I started using my drill and getting it all shiny. So we'll keep going with the drill, getting as much as I can. Yeah, it's a pretty soft one. Obviously it's hard because it's wire. Got some smaller ones, but I don't know if I'll be able to get in there. Remember, this was all filled up with dirt. I don't want to go too crazy on this, but I've cleaned up the left side of the case. A bit harder to get into these bits with the drill. I'll just get the hand brush in there, see how we go. Did a couple of bits underneath, just like where the engine mounts go and stuff like that, but it's mainly knocking off the oxidization, and yeah, hopefully we don't get that back. Alright boys, I think I'm done with this block, cleaning it up. So next time I come out here for this block, we will be doing piston ring. We'll be measuring it up, making sure the end gap is good. So that's still this episode. Stick around, it's coming up right now. Alright guys, I'm back. I think it's been like 3 days since I cleaned up the new block. So now we're going to do the piston rings. So we'll measure all them up, make sure they're all to spec. Yeah, we'll just clean up a little bit here. Alright, no, it probably doesn't matter because it's a different block, but we are going to put the same pistons in the same holes, because the rods to the pistons probably matter, so we're going to keep them together, and obviously the wrist pins to the rods and to the pistons, because they all match because they've been worn in together. So yeah, we'll check out the piston rings. I've always just worked out the gap that I need. So 2 thou or 23 thou to 27. Is that how you say it? Anyway, that's 65 thou and 75 thou. So high boost and extreme boost. So I think I might measure all the rings and see which one's the biggest and go with that, I guess. Alright guys, got all the pistons in their holes. So what we need to do is go one by one. I'll do piston 4 first. I'll just work my way through. That's how I've got it written out. We'll measure first and second rings. So we'll make sure that we push them down about an inch down in, and we'll take measurements from there. Alright guys, so I've done piston 4 and 2. So both the same, so 22 and 25. So we're going to go to 25 on the first one so far. We'll do 1 and 3, then we'll figure out where to go from there. We have done all of them, and the second ring on number 3 is massive. The gap on it. I'm going to leave that as it is, and I'm going to put everything else to 25. So we're a bit smaller on number 1, but yeah, gonna go everything 25. We'll get this one 30, or we could go to like 27, which is like extreme boost. So it'll be closer to that, but I think I might do 25. I've already got 2 there. Yeah. So we'll start with number 3, because I've already got it out. I've already got the top ring off. So I'll file that down a bit, and we'll get the 23 to a 25. Alright boys, doing the first one on number 3. I went a little bit over 25, so I went to 26. So obviously there's less difference now between first and second. And I've done the first on number 1. I have to do the second on number 1. So yeah, we're going to 26 now, so bigger gap, more boost. Probably in a couple of episodes I'll actually tell you what I've decided to do with the Foz. I'm probably 2, 3, 4 episodes ahead, so I've probably already done it anyway. But yeah, hopefully, actually I'm waiting on some parts, and there's a delay until very late November, so I won't be together because it's part of the heads. It's actually the valve guides, so definitely can't get the heads on. Okay guys, all of the piston rings are now gapped to, was that 26 thou? So 0.026, so top and bottom, except for the second one on number 3, this one here. That one was a big boy at 30. So yeah, everything is the same except for that one. So what we're going to do now is just clean up the pistons. So I've just got a little wire brush, doesn't need much, maybe a bit of WD-40 or degreaser or something like that, and it should come up nice and clean. Alright, so these, you might be able to see the arrow. It says front, but also it has a dot here. Also, I've left the C-clips in, so now they will be in the center, so they'll be that way. That's the front of the engine. Cool. I'll do the rest of them. I'm not going to go like crazy clean. Hopefully the fuel will clean that up, and not so much. There shouldn't be any oil actually, because I won't have anything going into the intake. Alright guys, all of the pistons are cleaned up pretty well. I'm going to leave it there for this episode. Next episode we'll be getting a crank, rods, and probably bolt it half back together, so we get ourselves a short block. That'd be pretty cool. So stay tuned for that, boys. Yeah, can't wait to get this back in the car. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button to stay up to date with this build. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next episode. Bye.